Hey guys, it's Carson Miller Tech here, back with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be testing out, unboxing, and reviewing the Bestview S7 monitor. It's a field monitor for cameras, and it is a 7-inch monitor that retails for $189, but you can find it for cheaper prices elsewhere, but from Amazon it's $189. So it is a monitor that you can use for attaching to your camera, and I am tired of now looking at my micro screen basically that is built into my Panasonic G7, so I decided to purchase a monitor in order to prevent my videos from being out of focus. If you've watched my videos for a while, you probably know by now. A lot of my videos end up being out of focus because the autofocus on the G7 sucks, so this is gonna help me with future videos and making sure they're in focus. But anyways, before actually saying more about this, let's get right into the unboxing. Marley, you can go now, I don't need you anymore. Go. Okay, or he can just stay here and sit. Anyways, this is what the box looks like, and one of the first things that kind of pops out is it supports 4K HDMI, but it does show that it only has a resolution of 1920 by 1200, which is a little strange, but it does look really good. And just to put a little bit of a comparison here, the pixels per inch of this monitor is higher than my 2015 15-inch MacBook Pro, which has a 223 ppi, but this thing has, after just plugging it into a quick ppi calculator here on my computer, it has a 323 ppi. So this display, although it may have a strange resolution and it's not full 4K or anything like that, it is very high in pixel density, which is good. And for the price of this thing, it's great because I don't have the money to purchase a small HD monitor, so this will have to do for me. But anyways, with the 4K, if you're wondering what that means, it just means that it supports 4K input. So if you have a 4K camera, such as what I'm shooting on right now, it will accept that input and work still fully, and it won't have some issues like some other monitors that don't support 4K do. So down here, it's just mentioning a couple other specs here. It's got a 178-degree viewing angle, it has a 1000:1 contrast ratio, and a 450 CD per M squared, which I don't know what that means, but the brightness. But the majority of the specs here are all located on the bottom of the box. But here on the bottom, you can see a lot of the specs that we already saw. It just says some of the other things that weren't there on the front. And here is where it shows all the different input and output supported on this monitor. Most notably, some of the resolutions here at the bottom, which are the ones that I'm going to be shooting on in my videos because I shoot in 4K. So anyways, that is pretty much it for this box. As you can see, just flipping it around, there isn't much else. So let's get right into just popping this lid off and looking at what is inside. Foam here on top, some paperwork, a couple of other things that come in here is of course the power brick. So this is for plugging in directly. This does, however, support a battery. It has a battery pack that you can actually change between two of them. So it comes with two different mounts that you can put onto the monitor. So if you own one type of battery, then you can use one of them, or if you own the other type, you can use the other. Here you will find a standard HDMI to a mini HDMI silica gel, and right here is a mount. So with this, if you are just planning on mounting this monitor directly on top of your camera, then you can mount it to the hot shoe of your camera on top with this included adapter, which some that come with different things like this are like made out of plastic, but this is like hard metal. So this is actually a really great pivot head that it comes with. It also comes with a microfiber cloth. And right here, which might be a little bit hidden, is a hood to place around the monitor. And what it does is it just helps with some sunlight. If you're getting a lot of glare, then this supposedly can help some. But now, here to the actual monitor. Look at this. It comes in a nice little bag, which is larger than the actual monitor itself, which is strange, but opening it up here. So immediately taking this out of the box, one thing that I noticed that I already kind of knew already, but this actually has a lot of programmable buttons here. So all of these 7 keys right here, from the down arrow to F3, are programmable through the settings, which is awesome. But here on the back of the monitor, you can actually see where one of these battery holders can go. So once you have decided which one you want to actually use, you just go and place this in here and it will lock in as such. It has the standard HDMI in, it has an HDMI out for another recording device, has audio headphone out, it has the DC in, which is what this power brick plugs into. Has AV in and AV out. And then lastly, it has a direct power switch here on the back, because I like having a physical button here. I know there's this button here on the front, but I like having just a switch here on the back that you can immediately turn it on or off when you're actually using this. Around the outside, you will see 3 different mounts. So these are 3 different tripod mount points on each of the sides, but nothing on the top. So found below this monitor, you will find the sunshade that I was actually talking about. I wasn't sure if they included this or not, but they did indeed. So this will go on to the actual monitor, and it will provide a sunshade. Also, one more thing that I was unaware that this was actually going to come with is a, look at that, micro HDMI to standard HDMI. So I already purchased another cable to use, but this does indeed come with a micro HDMI to standard HDMI. And one final thing here in the bottom is a actual screw head that you can place into one of the just standard mounts here in order to make the female end into a male end if you're going to be just mounting this directly onto a camera cage or something like that. As far as everything else in the box goes, that is it for inside this box. So anyways, that is it now for the outside of this monitor. Jeez, are you okay? I'm gonna go and pop in a battery really quick, and then let's get a look at the actual software on this thing, or just like the menus and stuff. And then let's plug it into my camera here, and let's see how well this actually looks, because I have not tried this out yet. So let's do that. Okay, so when actually powering this on, as you can see on the back, I have that on, and you just press the button, power it on, and this is what you will see when you first turn it on. And as you can hear right now, there is a echo that is occurring, and to stop that, you have to go into settings and either turn down the volume in here, or by using a tip that's used by DSLR or video shooter, just plug in a actual audio splitter. And one more thing that you can notice as I first powered it on, this is exactly from factory, it's stock, so I'm not digging the color temperature that it has. So if you go into color setting here and you go down, then you can change the color temperature, because it's a little strange and it was making my skin tone like a pinkish red. But as you can see now, it is a more natural color. If you're purchasing this for any camera, make sure that you can actually use this monitor. So as you can see right now, it is working. I'm able to use the live view with the monitor, but the second that I press record on the camera, like so, it just goes to now recording video, and I still see the video, which is on my screen of the actual camera, but it is not on the larger screen that I purchased. So that's upsetting. The Panasonic G7 does not have live view when you are recording. So keep that in mind if you have this camera or maybe some other cameras. So I'm going to stop the recording, so then the view actually comes back. There's definitely some latency when using this monitor, but it's pretty minimal. I'm going to go through just a couple more settings here so you can actually view what is available. So I'm not going to show everything because there's just so many settings, but if you just want to take a peek really quick what these settings look like, here is what those look like. So those are just all the settings, but some settings that I would like to point out is the other settings page here where you can change the volume. Also, I'd like to mention the shortcut page. So here's where you can control and change all of these different shortcuts here, the F1, F2, F3, and then the arrows. And just to demonstrate those really quick, now that I've exited the settings, if I press F1, that brings up an option to turn off and on that histogram right here. Also, if I press F2, that will go and remove or add back that volume bar over here. F3, that one is just to mute. So if you don't want to just leave the volume down all the time, you can just automatically mute through F3. You can also go and make ratio. This is the one that would be most helpful for me. You can go and change to different aspect ratios here. So sometimes in my more cinematic edits, I add black bars so then it looks better. And this, you can actually go and get those preview lines so then you know you're not going to be cutting off the content. In this case, I would be cutting off like Marley's face here if I would actually be using this and putting black bars on it later. Under this assistant page here, you can go and add quite a few things that help many people when they're filming. Most notably, there's false color. So this is used when you want to see of the areas that are most exposed and underexposed. And this, compared to other monitors that I've seen in the past, actually does a really good job at this false monitoring, and it really does show the areas that are underexposed and overexposed really well. So that's what that looks like. They also have zebra, which is zebra lines for when overexposed. There's nothing overexposed in that image, but then also here you can see the histogram, which is already programmed into here. And there's also the volume bar. And yeah, that is pretty much it for the settings here on this monitor. It comes really heavily packed with some great features here that a lot of other budget monitors in this range that look this good don't have. So a lot of awesome things there. But now that I have went through those, let's actually go to putting this on the camera and just doing one final test here and just showing it on camera while in use. Okay, so here it is actually mounted on the camera. Again, this actual mount here is great. So now that you can see both of these screens, if you'd like to see the latency that I was talking about, it's not the worst, but it's definitely not the best either, you know? So that's that. But also another thing, now that it is on camera, I just wanted to show actually putting on this hood. So this is actually really well made. When you're putting it on, it's quite simple. This plastic piece just snaps around the outside of the monitor, and you can audibly hear it click around there. And then if it's really sunny out, you can put on this hood easily by just putting on the Velcro, and it looks pretty good. This is better than a lot of other solutions that other companies have. Some just have really weird like plastic panels that unfold and stuff, but this is just easy, simple removal. And if you want, you can just leave this plastic outer shell on all the time if you'd like. So I would love to go out and just show you while actually using this and filming and everything, but sadly enough, I really can't, because the camera, just as soon as I press record, it goes immediately and goes black because the camera is recording video and it does not output a live feed while you are recording on the Panasonic G7, which is so upsetting. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do, if I should return it or if I should just keep it and still use it to help me when capturing the focus when manually focusing and stuff. But I'm not really sure if that's wise to do. I don't know. I really don't know what to do. So what do you guys think I should do? If you have your own personal opinion, make sure to let me know down below in the comments. I want to know, should I send it back or should I keep it? And no, I'm not giving it away, so don't even suggest that. But I would highly recommend it for anybody else. If it is compatible with your camera, it's an amazing monitor. So if you'd like to purchase anything shown in this video today, I will be leaving affiliate links down in the description. Consider purchasing through those because those help support me. It's absolutely free to you guys, but it helps support me. So consider purchasing through those. But anyways, if you guys liked this video, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. And if you'd like to see future videos from me, click that subscribe button down below. If you'd like to see my last video, that should be up there, and some random videos should be down there. But anyways, guys, that is it for this video. See you guys in the next one. Peace. Oh, Marty. This dog is heavy.